The first big wave of spoilers for the Spider-Man set was really disappointing. So I started getting kind of worried about this set. But today we got some absolutely awesome cards and my hype is so back. So Gwen Stacy is one of any color and one red for a 2/1 legendary creature human performer hero with when Gwen Stacy enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature. You can pay 2 of any color, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 white to transform Gwen Stacy. Activate only as a sorcery. So on the transform side, she's a 4/4 spider human hero with flying, vigilance, haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a 1/1 counter on Ghost Spider. And you can remove 2 counters from Ghost Spiders, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So at 2 mana 2/1, that pseudo draws you a card is pretty decent. I honestly wouldn't run this card if that's all she did. But if you flip her, she gets pretty crazy. It turns all of your spells you play from exile into counters, and then you can turn those counters into more spells you can play from exile. So she is an engine in of herself that basically gives you 1 free exile for every 2 exiles you do. And I think the coolest part is that her front side synergizes with her backside. If you have her flipped, you can play Gwen Stacy. On the first side, you don't lose her to Legend Rule because they're technically different legendary creatures. And then she exiles the top of your library so you can play that, which synergizes with all of her abilities. And if they killed the flipped Ghost Spider, then you can just use the new Gwen Stacy to transform into Ghost Spider and get a new one. So it's a really neat interaction it has with itself. And I think all of her costs are on rate. That makes this card really flexible and honestly pretty strong. I don't know how good the exile the top card of your library, you can play it until end of turn strategy will be, because we haven't seen all the cards for this set. But if we get some decent cards, I think she will be such a strong engine in that deck. So Spectacular Spider-Man is 1 of any color and 1 white for a 3/2 legendary creature spider human hero with flash. You can pay 1 of any color, Spectacular Spider-Man gains flying until end of turn, and you can pay 1 of any color, sacrifice him. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So one absolutely versatile spell. Having a flash creature is really strong. It can dodge board wipes and block out of nowhere, but also he turns into a protection spell for your whole board. So you can hold them in your hand, wait for them to either board wipe or try to remove one of your creatures, play him, sacrifice him, protect your creatures. But if you don't need to do that, he's pretty good on rate. You play him at instant speed, and then next turn you can give him flying if you need to swing in for some more damage. So it's either an aggressive, versatile spell or a board protection, which are 2 things that are really strong. So I think this card, if there's any like white aggressive deck, Spider-Man could go right in there and be really good. It's basically a more versatile heroic intervention, and that card is a commander staple. Miles Morales is 1 of any color and 1 green for a 1/2 legendary creature human citizen hero. When Miles Morales enters, put a 1/1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures, and you can pay 3 of any color, 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, transform Miles Morales, activate only as a sorcery. So the flip side, he's a 4/3 spider human hero with first strike and haste. Camouflage, you can pay 2 of any color, put a 1/1 counter on Ultimate Spider-Man. He gains hexproof and becomes colorless until end of turn. And when you attack, double the number of each kind of counters on each spider and legendary creature you control. So again, on rate, 2 mana for a creature that comes in, puts 2 counters. If you had a 1-drop, you're getting a 2 mana 3/4 with one of the power having haste on a creature. So that's really good rate. You don't necessarily need to flip this guy for him to get you value. But once you do, he's pretty busted. If they don't immediately kill him and he survives for another turn, he's basically unkillable. You can just hold 2 mana and they can't target him. And every time you do that, he gets bigger. And then when he attacks, it kind of sucks that it only hits spiders and legendary creatures. but this could totally see play in either of those decks. And doubling all the counters could be absolutely insane, especially that his front sides put in counters to begin with, and Camouflage puts on counters. So it's a great synergy with himself, but could boost your entire board. So either this card is a 2-mana creature that gives you a bunch of stats, or a 6-mana flip that gets you even more stats. I think that's super flexible, and this card will see play if legendary creatures and Spider-Man decks are good, which we know in the past that our legendary decks are really strong, and he could fit right in there. So yeah, those were the cards I wanted to talk about. They're super interesting, they have a lot of abilities, and they're so flavorful. Every ability is a callback to Spider-Verse movies, which I find so cool. And even if these weren't Spider-Man cards, I think they're really unique and thematic, and I'm really excited to see them see play. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Comment down below the cards you think I should make a video on. Please subscribe if you want to see my top picks for the new cards, and have a good one.